As promised yesterday, welcome back to Crypto Comics, all you beautiful people in Webtown, for this history-making issue of Spawn, number 300. This is the cover I chose. There were many covers to choose indeed. It is now in its second printing, and I understand it's going to a third printing. It's so popular. So if you're smart, pick up the second and third printing because those will be worth money. They always are. Same as the newsstand editions from the 90s. Those are always worth, a few cents more. Because they weren't collected. Direct editions are collected. So if you see a Spawn 300 at the newsstand, grab it. If it has a UPC code on it, grab it. So I chose this cover out of all the covers. There were limited options. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 options at my store. This is the one I chose because, well, I thought it looked the best. I like Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane's art more than anything. So, I'm not going to go through this whole book. I'm going to show you a little bit. You can see a little bit of fluting on the page there. We're not going to talk about fluting. Too controversial. Anyway, written and inked by Todd McFarlane. The pencils in Chapter 1, Greg Capullo. Chapter 2, Todd McFarlane. Chapter 3, J. Scott Campbell. Chapter 4, Jason Sean Alexander. Chapter 5, Jerome Opeña. Scott Snyder also wrote Chapter 2. And all the lettering in this was done by Tom Orzechowski. So, 4.7. So it's ticking down. I think it's already ticked down and then been refilled once in Spawn. If you know, tell me in the comments below. It's very important to me to find that out, actually, because I'm not sure where I should stop with collecting Spawn now that I've jumped back into the game. This was all kind of interesting. The art style is definitely befitting of Spawn and reminds me of, what it's always looked like. Obviously, the coloring has changed greatly in comic books since then. This is much more of a muted palette, which is fine with me too, It's no big deal. But this really reminds me of old Spawn. What's going on here is the thing that I don't really understand. What's unfortunate about this comic book is that it's not a good jumping on point for new readers. I'm a guy who used to read Spawn, issues 1 through like 35 or 40. Or what's going on in my collection. And this just doesn't give me a spot to jump on and say, oh, this is what's going on with Spawn. I had to own issue 299 to really grasp this comic book. I don't think this is Violator. Maybe it is. That was kind of confusing too. This whole thing was just kind of confusing. This was really awesome. Al Simmons is pissed, and I like what's going on here. This is unique, very different, very dynamic and impactful. I am Spawn. It makes me want to pick up issue 301. But, we keep going. And I don't know. I don't know what this is all about because I haven't been reading for 20 years. And so to not have a spot for me as an old reader to jump in is, it's very disappointing to me. Beautiful art, though. My goodness, it's a work of art. This is a work of art. As you can see, very much a work of art. We get into some J. Scott Campbell fun here. What's this mean? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. She Spawn. I don't know. I don't know what this is. What is happening? I don't know. But there you go. You got a nice little write-up here, but at the end of the day, your homeboy Crypto Comics, who was a big fan of Spawn, and you see that, I'm filling in my back issues now, I should have had somewhere to jump on board. There should have been something in here other than this shot with Al Simmons looking totally awesome right here. There should be more than this to make me want to get invested in this comic book again. And, you know, sadly, that was kind of lost in the mix. I don't know why, because Todd knows better than that. And so, you know, I've got a beautiful comic book here. I absolutely have a stunning comic book here to read, even with the mild fluting on the pages. But really, I'm lost. I would have preferred to even just have maybe 3 pages of just text to read that catches me up on everything that has happened in Spawn. Or maybe just, you know, a little 8-page story that sums up all of the major events in Spawn's existence. That would have been nice, rather than just throwing me in with like this like blue-haired punk rocker chick and this dude and this family being killed by a little girl. Yeah, disappointing. That's what I would say. Art, visually stunning. The art is absolutely worth $7.99. The cover art is worth $7.99. Unfortunately, what's going on in here is worth nothing to the uninitiated reader. If you've been following Spawn, I'm sure you had a great time with this. If you weren't following Spawn, you got some pretty pictures to look at, and you know, you got to reminisce on, you know, the 90s when Spawn came out and was super popular. But that's kind of it, you know. This should have been able to hook me into a new story arc. And that, you know, the image of Al definitely wanted to. It definitely wanted to. But that's not enough. Sorry, Todd. I wanted 301. I wanted 302. I wanted 303. I wanted to be baited in really, really firmly. But it just, this is cool. But you got all this left to give me some more. You got, you know, let's see, we can, yeah, all this could be utilized to help get me into collecting Spawn again. But sadly, that's not what happens with Spawn issue 300. And I'm going to keep it real like that. I'm going to keep it real. Everybody else can go out there and buff all the pickles they want. But I'm going to tell you the truth because I care about you, constant reader. I do. I care about you. And I don't want you to waste your money on a product that does not deliver the goods 100%. Now, it delivers 150% on the art. Story, though, not so much. Hate to say it, but it's true. So whether you like this video or not, please give a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, hit the ding dong for notifications, and then thumb your way over to megawattcomic.com and support your boy Crypto Comics comic book called Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun. I promise it will have a better story than this comic book right here, believe it or not. I'm not being arrogant, I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you the truth. It's gonna get you emotionally invested in characters, and you're gonna wanna know what happens in Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun, Book 2. But we can only get to Book 2 if you fund Book 1 by thumbing your way over to megawattcomic.com. And don't forget to come back here tomorrow for more totally awesome comic book reviews from Crypto Comics, because it is still Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month. And I cannot wait to get into some more totally awesome Maximum Press comic books. So I'll see you tomorrow, right back here, Crypto Comics.